Hey, if you like my content, please consider subscribing, drop a like on my video, and share it on social media. Thanks. So, Tomi Larhen wants all of us American men to know that we are trash. Now, Tomi Larhen is not somebody I pay a lot of attention to. I don't have a high opinion of her. I don't think that she is nearly as smart as she thinks she is. So I just see her occasionally saying something. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that was interesting. Do I agree with that or not? And now she's put out a video calling all American men trash, and I want to take a look at it and see if we can kind of make any sense out of what she is saying.
Something as of recently has been on my mind, and I consider myself a teacher, a helper, someone who could possibly inspire people to be better.
So she considers herself a teacher, a helper. Anybody who considers themselves a teacher and doesn't actually work as a teacher, and I don't mean that you're necessarily professionally employed as a teacher, but I mean you devote a lot of your time to actually teaching. That is like your goal in life. And you sit down and say, we're going to have, teaching time now. You don't have to say it that blatantly, but that's the gist of it, gist of what you're doing. You're not a teacher. This is Tomi trying to gain credibility while she rants about her own personal problems and tries to put them off onto the rest of the country.
So, with that being said, this is a PSA for all the men out there and all the boys who think they're men, but they're actually boys. This is going to be the summer of canceling boys.
Canceling boys, really, that doesn't sound like a threat at all. I mean, you can't cancel boys. You could make a campaign, go around and cancel all the men and out there, all the males out there who are doing things in this country on social media. But I don't think that's going to work. Maybe it'll work, but yeah, that sounds like a threat to me.
Now, from my own personal experiences and the experiences of all of my friends, which range in age from 24 to 36.
Well, you need to get more friends. I mean, I have friends who are children still. I'm friends with their parents as well, but I mean, I consider their children my friends, and I spend time with their their children as well. Um, and I have friends in their 70s who are in their 70s. So you're looking at a very narrow range of the population. You're looking at female, and you're looking at a 12-year span. So yeah, what does that say about you? That you can't actually take in a more global understanding of the world. You're not willing to talk to and spend time with people who are outside of that age range.
We've all got issues. Now, I will also say this. All of my friends are attractive. All of my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men.
I find it hard to believe that all of your friends are attractive. Um, when I hear women saying that, like I hear women saying, "Oh yeah, you should meet all my friends. They're all really pretty, and there's some single ones and blah blah blah." And I go and I meet them, and then they point out which ones are single. It's like, yeah, those are all ugly women. That's and Tomi Larhen, sorry, you're not as pretty as you think you are, or as most people think you are. You're better than average, but I'd like to see you without your makeup on because I'm guessing that the face is mostly due to makeup, and then I won't make comments on the rest, but not as hot as you think you are or people claim you are.
And you have to start looking at that and thinking, if an age range of that many people, including myself, living really all over the country and being blonde, brunette, short hair, long hair, I mean, tan, super white, super pale. I mean, these women range in every body type and everything.
Wait a second, I thought you just said that all of your friends are attractive. But I'm sorry, fat girls are not attractive. They're not. It's and most men feel the same way that I do about that. If you're overweight, it's not appealing to a man. Um, so if you find that offensive, I'm sorry, it's just the truth. It's like saying, "Hey, murder happens, that offends me." Well, it happens. There's nothing I can do about it to change that. You're not going to change men's mind about what they find attractive. This has been documented and studied repeatedly by different people over the last several decades, what men find attractive in a woman, and it is not a heavy woman. On average, I mean, very small percentage of the population finds overweight women attractive. So you're already full of yourself. You proved this just a minute ago when you said all my friends are attractive, and I was like, no, that's not true. I met too many women who claim that all their friends are attractive, and they're just wrong. And then now you're saying, hey, all my friends are attractive, but some of them have, are heavy because they're all different body types. So that includes overweight women. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, all my friends are attractive, but some of them are heavy. No.
They're all successful, they're all intelligent, they're all good people.
I can't rely on you to determine what is intelligent because I know that you're not.
But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think it might not be us. It might be you. It might be men. It might be men. Now, I've often talked about the pussification of America and how men are no longer men.
Well, it might not be. You're right. You could look at the different common denominators. Okay, American women, that's one common denominator. American men, that's another common denominator. Your friends, that's another common denominator. If your friends are like you, I mean, that's why you're friends typically, because you have like a similar psychological vibe. You just vibe together, right? Socially, psychologically, you vibe together. So that's why you become friends with people, generally. You can have friends outside of that, but usually they're not your close friends. And they're kind of fair weather friends or friends you can take for a little while. Not a person who's like top of the list going, yeah, let's hang out with that person. Oh, I can't wait to hear from that person, whatever. So if they're your friends, that's a common denominator. And that's probably what you're running into. You said that these women are all intelligent and successful, and they have a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so there's other common denominators. You said they're all attractive, which isn't true. I don't think I wouldn't go out with you. I wouldn't, based on your looks. I wouldn't. Not that you're unattractive, but you're not appealing to me enough or in the right way that I would want to date you. And I don't think you're as pretty as most people claim you are or as you seem to think you are. And I say that because I think that beauty is objective. Period. There is attraction that is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is objective. Now, maybe your friends, maybe it's because they're intelligent, supposedly intelligent. What they're not actually intelligent. I know your friends aren't intelligent because I know you're not intelligent. Maybe it's because they have too much stuff going on. Maybe it's because they're too successful. That's probably more what it is. It's probably more you and your friends and your attitudes. Because you have a really negative, really nasty, nasty attitude in this video. You're a woman I would never even want to talk to, let alone spend any kind of time with. Your attitude in this video is so nasty. It's disgusting to me. I find it highly offensive.
I talk to my mom about this a lot. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country in the age range of about 20 to I think about 55, maybe even 60. A lot of men are trash. A lot of men don't know how to treat women. A lot of men don't know how to really, quite frankly, pull their heads out of the sand and pay attention. So I am going to help you.
You're right. A lot of men in this country don't know how to treat women because you won't let us treat you the way that we are supposed to treat you. This is all women's fault. Has absolutely nothing to do with men. You tell us, oh, you're too masculine. Oh, you're not masculine enough. Oh, you're too this. Oh, you're too that. Oh, we need to have the same as you. Oh, we don't have as much as you do. Oh, we don't want as much as you do. Oh, we need this from you. Oh, you need to give us this. Oh, we need to take this from you. Men have no idea what the hell's going on because women do not have a place in our society anymore. Men have a place. It's the same place they've always had, but they're not allowed to have that place anymore. Men are supposed to be the providers, the protectors. Men are supposed to be the ones out there slaying the dragon and bringing home the roasted dragon or dragon chops to his family to feed them. That's what the man is supposed to do, and he's still expected to do that by women in their subconscious desires. That's what they want. But on the surface, they're always complaining about, you just want to be a man, and you just want to do this, and you just want to be rude, and you just want to. It's like, okay, what I want, you don't even know. You don't even know what I want. And you want to say that these men in America are trash? Okay, let's go with that. Let's say that they are. I have no problem agreeing with you there. But you know what the women are in America? Double trash. Sorry to all the ladies out there that I just offended. You might be an exception, but I dated American women for a long time, and nothing ever stuck with them. I could never get a relationship going. Now, there's two common denominators. They're me and the American women. Because I dated all different kinds of American women. A lot of experience over the years of going, do I want to be with this person? Do I want to be with this person? Who do I want to be with? Guess which relationship stuck? Finally, when I dated a foreign woman. That was it. That, and it's the night and day difference. Night and day difference. It's like with American women, I have no idea what's going on with my wife. I feel respected. I feel confident that I can do the things that I need to do to be the person that I need to be successful in my relationship. I never have felt any of that. Never felt any of that when I was with an American woman. There was one girl that I got along with pretty well. We got separated due to circumstances beyond our control. And as I got to know her better, I mean, we kept in touch, and as I got to know her better, it's like, oh, you know what? You're really, I mean, yeah, I get along with you pretty well, and we could probably make it work, but you're really not the person that I want to be with. If I could just wave a magic wand and poof, choose somebody, it wouldn't be you.
And these are some of the things that I've experienced, and these are some of the things my friends have experienced. I'm just gonna lay a few things out. They haven't all happened to me. Some of them have just happened to my friends. A lot of them have happened to me. So, the first thing, and I've made notes, by the way. I've made notes. This is how invested I am in this, because I've been thinking about this for about 2 weeks solid now. First question for men. If you like a girl, if you're even somewhat interested in a girl, you need to ask yourself this question. Are you single? No, I don't mean are you kind of single, seeing 5 people, dating somebody, still kind of in a relationship, kind of broken up, kind of on again, off again, kind of married, kind of divorced. Are you actually single? That means single. You have nobody. You have no complications. You have no attachments. You are actually single. That is the first question, believe it or not, that needs to be asked.
Yeah, American women don't need to ask themselves this at all. I've never gone on a date with a girl who's like, oh, by the way, I have a boyfriend, or oh, by the way, I went on a date yesterday, or oh, yeah. This is ridiculous that men are the ones who have to worry about this. Women are the ones out there doing this stuff. I know guys better looking than me, younger than me, can't even get a date, and then you're worried about them being single. And I had a friend that I used to hang. I haven't talked to him in a while. It's not that we're not friends. I mean, we just haven't talked in I don't know, years now. Um, so we're technically not friends. We're just kind of drifted apart. It happens. He's in his 80s now. When he was in his 70s, I was hanging out with him, and he's like 75. He'd tell me women have to be in a relationship. Not that he's the authority on this, but I mean, he's got 75 years of life experience looking at this. He had 2 daughters and a wife, and who knows how many ex-girlfriends. It's like women have to be in a relationship. It's like a woman, generally speaking, will not be single. She will go from relationship to relationship. That's how it works with women. And my guess is that Tomi is bitching right now because, oh, she's actually in that category of single woman. She's actually there. She's single. She can't get a date. She can't find a man. So she's very frustrated, very unhappy because she's in the category of single woman. If assuming that my friend's philosophy is correct, which sounds pretty reasonable to me, because how often do you know a woman to be single? Like a woman will break up with a man and later that day she's got a new boyfriend. No joke. I mean that's how it works. Usually it's like a woman has a new boyfriend, then breaks up with her old boyfriend. From what I've seen, I've seen this happen hundreds, thousands of times throughout my life. Stories of women going, yeah, I called my boyfriend, broke up with him, and then went out with this other guy because I was already on a date with this other guy. So it's just ridiculous that she thinks that men are the ones who need to worry about being single. Yes, when you're looking for a relationship, you should be single. You can be casually dating women. You're right, but you shouldn't be in anything that's kind of like, oh yeah, we're in a relationship. A man might have 3 or 4 girls that he's going on dates with, that he's trying to determine whether or not any one of these women is long-term relationship potential or worthy of a long-term relationship with him. Because you don't always know right off the bat. Women do the same thing. Women do it even worse. Because women will lie about it. It doesn't count. He doesn't count. He doesn't count. No, he doesn't count. Yeah, he's not my ex, or he's not my boy. He doesn't count. Men count every single woman. They count every single one. They might not count prostitutes if they go to prostitutes. I've known men who didn't count prostitutes. But that's something that men should just avoid in general. If you want a long-term relationship, you should not be trying to get your needs met through a financial transaction. It should be only through what is the path of getting those needs met.
And ladies, you should be asking it, because in 2020, it's not a given anymore that a guy that's actively pursuing you is actually single. So that's the first thing. The second thing.
No, oh, finally it took men until 2020 to figure this out, because married women, have been coming after me since I was 19. So that was a while ago. Yeah, I haven't had any married women pursue me in a while. Don't think. The last one happened in, is it 2015? I think 2015. A client of mine wanted to be with me, and I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen.
That I think is very important, that men don't seem to understand. There are very few women out there, and I'm speaking from personal experience as well as from all of my friends and all the women, quite frankly, that I talk to. There is not a woman out there that wants to be your pen pal. She doesn't want to get your texts, your good morning texts, your good night texts, your random through the day texts, if they don't follow up with a plan to actually.
You need to explain this to women then. I can't tell you how many women I've tried to get involved with who want to communicate through email. It's like, no, that's not happening. Or through only text. Usually it's through email though. Like, let's just email each other. No, no. You're not interested if you only want me to email you. See ya. So it goes both ways there, sweetheart.
Here's the kicker, in person, hang out. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh, it's COVID. People can't hang out in person. This has not been a 4-month problem. This has been a 5-year problem that I've experienced with men, and my friends have experienced with men. Women do not want a pen pal. We don't want a texting pal. We quite frankly don't care if you text us all day or if you don't text us at all. If you're not going to make a plan to actually see us in person, not interested. And if you do have a woman out there that just wants to be your pen pal, it's probably because she has a boyfriend or a husband or a wife or whatever. We don't want a pen pal. But that also leads me to my second point. This is going to be backwards for you guys. Make plans. Make a plan. Do not assume that you can text somebody randomly.
Men have been told for how many decades now that we are not in charge? What do you think is going to happen? I mean, really, what do you think is going to happen? You don't control me. I don't need no man. Well, what do you want a man to do then? What do you want a man for? You don't want him to provide for you. You don't want him to be ready for you when you need him to be ready for you. In other words, you want him to be available. You want him to be aloof. You've been told that strong men are bad. Masculine men are bad. They need to be weaker and softer. So now you want us to know that we're supposed to go and make a plan for you so that you can sit back and do nothing and just be lazy, and then have a man come up and go, hey, I was thinking we should go out to dinner tomorrow night. Yeah. And then we're told, no, I'm not interested. Oh, okay. And we don't know if it's, are you not interested in dinner or are you not interested in us? Maybe you should say, oh, I wish I could go out tomorrow night, but I can't tomorrow night. I got something going on. I'm free on Wednesday, or I'm free on, whatever other day. Or hey, how about I got time to catch a movie on this night or something, or I want to see this, or I want to do that. Why don't you put in your 2 cents? Because we have no idea what the hell it is you want, because you keep telling us one thing and then doing another thing. All right? This is not our doing. This is your doing. I'm first one to say it takes two. But I mean, really, what the hell is going on here in this country with relationships, with interpersonal relationships between men and women?
In the middle of the day, what are you doing? Or text them at midnight or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. or even just within hours of when you actually want to see them and think that they're going to be available. I personally, once I get home and I take my makeup off and I'm watching TV, I'm no longer interested.
Well, see, there's the problem. You've suddenly lost interest in me, assuming that I would date you and we're dating, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to see what's up with her. Maybe we can hang out a little bit. I was just thinking about her. Boom, I send you a text, and you're like, it's 7 o'clock at night. I'm done. You should have told me about this 3 days ago, or even yesterday. It's like, no. What if I thought I was going to be just doing something else, and all of a sudden, hey, I got some free time. Hey, you know what? You're on my mind because you're important to me. The business thing I had planned fell through. Why not spend some time together? This is what men want. You don't understand this, Tommy. You think that men want a woman like you who is career driven, who is this high powered career driven woman. Not even a little bit do men want that.
So if you didn't make a plan earlier in the day, or better yet, a day or two or three in advance, I'm not interested. I don't want to hang out anymore because that ship has sailed. Make a plan. I want to hang.
No, no, Tommy, it's ships that sail, not feces. Ships sail. That's the phrase. That ship has sailed. All right? Like I said, not intelligent.
Out with you at this time. It doesn't have to even be a date. I want to see you at this time. Are you free at this time? Or when are you free? I will accommodate my schedule to see you. When are you free? I want to see you. I know it's not rocket science, but men of 2020, it seems like it's pretty difficult for you to figure out. And I'm not a feminist, so please don't take this as a feminist rant. I love men. I think men are great. I think men have failed themselves and they've failed us. And I'm just trying to help you out because I think there are a lot of really great guys out there who need a little help. And I don't think that there are a lot of women that are stepping up and saying these things and not.
Okay, so calling men trash is a really good way to get them to listen to what you're saying. And having a bitchy attitude about it is just icing on the cake. What the hell's wrong with you? You're acting like a feminist, so you are a feminist. I mean, and you might be saying, well, that's pretty black and white. That's pretty. But no, I mean, this is a feminist rant. This is a feminist rant. You're a feminist. If you weren't a feminist, Tommy, then you would be like, hey, you know what? I'm willing to sacrifice my career to be with a man. But you're not willing to do that. You want this high-powered position that you have in society to think that you're all that because of your position, and you talk about how you're all that because of your position a little bit in this. So
Next thing, value, value. Okay? Value, value. Take that in. Just repeat it to yourself until it makes sense. Okay. If you want to date a girl that has nothing going on, then that's fine. But please do not mix in people like me and my friends who have something going on with your other girls that have nothing going on. And by nothing going on, I mean this. There is no job that is unimportant. There is no job that's not valuable or that's not worthy. It is. But if you want to mix in people like me and people like my friends who are go-getters, who work really hard, who make their own money, who are talented, skilled, ambitious, please don't mix us in with the Tatianas. We don't want to be there. If that's what you want, find them. Please, for the love of God, do not mix us in with them because we don't want to be there. And quite frankly, we take it as an insult if we find out that you are also talking to 5 Tatianas who have nothing going on. People like me and my friends are going to be insulted by that. And there's almost really no coming back from it. So if you want that kind of a girl, the kind of girl who's just kind of happy, going through the motions of life, not really super ambitious, hasn't really found herself yet, doesn't really have a whole lot going on other than she's pretty, please just go after them. And please do not mix us in. We don't want to be there. I promise you.
you shouldn't take it as an insult. You should take it as a compliment. Because all true red-blooded men want a woman who is just a pretty girl who wants to spend time with them and be good to them and be there for them in different ways. They don't want a woman who has to put her career first. No red-blooded man wants a woman who's putting her career first. It's just the way that it is. So if you're so awesome as a career-driven woman that we want to be with you, even though you have this high-powered career going on, this whole situation where you got something going on, that's a compliment to you. But like I said, you're not intelligent enough to understand this. You're acting on emotion. You think only with your heart. You don't think with the brain. This is the problem. This is the problem with the women in America. They don't think with the brain. They just think with, oh, it feels good, so I'm going to do it. No, I don't care about your job. Okay? It doesn't appeal to me. I don't want that to be a factor in our relationship. You want to know what level of success I need a woman to be at to be with me? She can hold on a full-time job. That's her economic success level. That's the minimum that she has to have. That's it. And if she goes too much higher than that, then there's going to be a problem. Because I don't want her job to be interfering with our relationship. Do I expect her to spend every moment of every day with me? No, that's ridiculous. But I don't want to play second fiddle to her job. That's that's not fun. How does that make me feel? You'd rather have a paycheck than me? That's how you are, Tommy. You don't realize this, but that's who you are. You would rather have a paycheck than a man. That's why you're single. Good luck with that.
So value. There's a lot of women out there that I know that are my good friends who have amazing jobs, who work really hard, but who can't seem to find a decent guy, even if they go up in age 5 to 10 to 15 years, because those guys all want to be with 21-year-olds who have nothing going on. It's very unfortunate. I don't think it's going to be fulfilling, but I would say to the men out there, try to maybe find a woman that you can talk to, communicate with, might actually have her shit together, might actually be ambitious and have something going on or want to have something going on. I don't care what she does. She doesn't have to be on TV. She doesn't have to be a PhD. She doesn't have to be a television producer. She doesn't have to own her own company, but be ambitious and have something going on. Those women out there are going to be a lot more fulfilling to you. You're actually going to enjoy your time. And if you actually might want a sustainable and healthy and stable relationship, that's probably the kind of girl you're going to need to find. Not the Tatianas who just want to look cute and post Instagram stories. Now, I love a good Instagram story. Y'all know I do. I love a good boomerang. I love a good whatever. But if that's all you do, men, if that's all she does, probably Houston, we have a problem. I'm just going to let you in on a little tip.
No, that's not a tip like I already explained. But take Dr. Phil as an example. His wife has written some books now, I think, and done some other stuff. But I mean, she was just a wife for many, many years. As far as I understand, she didn't really do much. And now she has some books and maybe some other things that she's doing. But for a long time, yeah, she didn't. She was just his wife. That's what men want. Okay? We don't want these PhDs you're talking about, these TV producers, these TV personalities. We don't want that. No, we don't want that. Okay? So this is where you're struggling. This is why you can't find a man, because we don't want you. You could be even way hotter. You could be the hottest girl in the world. You know? You could be the Angelina Jolie, the Jennifer Aniston, who's that Robbie girl, played Harley Quinn. You could be her. We don't want that because we don't want to share you. You're supposed to be ours and our life partner, not have your own business going on. All right?
The next thing on my list is this: consistency. It really does not help me or my friends or any woman in general if you are really cool and you're really interested when you first start talking to them, and then give it 3, 4, 5 days, and all of a sudden you're not consistent anymore. You don't make plans. You don't really care. You kind of fade in and out. You're talking to 5 other Tatianas. Consistency is important. Now, if you want to be inconsistent and you want to ghost and you want to fall off the radar, that's fine, but I'm going to give you a pro tip. People like me and people like my friends, we aren't going to really give a shit after that. We don't really care. The F's have been given and we're kind of done. I'll tell you this from personal experience. Once I'm turned off, I am turned off and I don't care anymore. Because at one point, I probably did care. At one point, my friends, they probably did care. They probably did like you because you expressed interest and maybe you were cool and maybe you were kind of fun to hang out with. But if you're not consistent and you fall off the radar, I give you maybe 1 to 2 chances to fix that because I'm a very direct communicator. Women, this is important. I will communicate to you. If your communication isn't great, I will let you know that. I will let you know that more effort is needed. But if you don't heed that warning and I have to warn you twice, I'm done at that point because I don't really care anymore. Now I'm done. Now I don't care. And I know my friends who are watching this are thinking and saying the same thing because we have these conversations on an almost daily basis. Once you turn us off, we don't care anymore. So let that be a warning to you. You're probably not going to circle back. They always come back. They always come back. But when you're ready to come back, I probably don't care anymore. So if you want to switch up, stay there. Pro tip.
Yeah, we haven't been hearing for decades that, men are too available. This is a problem that I ran into most of my dating life. When I was younger, especially, I was always like, yeah, let's get together. Whenever she was like, hey, we're gonna get together, I was always, yeah, yeah, I want to be with you. I want to spend time with you. It's always available. And guess what the women did? They ghosted me instead. And women play these mind games way more than men do. Way, way more than men do. So, what is it? Are men too available or are we not available enough? Make up your mind. Okay, so you want to date these men that are like you, Tommy, these career-driven, ambitious men who want to go out there and slay the dragon and do all this stuff, but then they're not available, and so that's not acceptable either. Uh-huh. Okay. Make up your mind. See, this is what I'm talking about. Not intelligent.
My last thing on my list is also very important. Don't be, excuse my language, don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. If you have then failed and you lost a woman of value like myself or my friends, and then we don't really care anymore, don't be a bitch. Don't be butthurt. You did it to yourself. Okay? And it's no longer my problem. Now it's become a personal problem of yours. So don't be a bitch. And by the way, if I'm no longer interested because your effort is shitty, that's not me being a bitch. That's not me being difficult. That's me having a standard in which I expect from people. I do have high standards and high expectations. My friends have high standards and high expectations. Do you want to know why? We've worked for those. Okay? We work hard. We're successful. We take care of ourselves. We try to look cute. We have a desire to be something more each day.
No, that's you being a bitch. Okay? It's one thing to lose interest in a person, but it's another thing to dismiss them altogether. And that's the problem that I've run into with women is when they lose interest in me, it's just like total 100% cold shoulder, like I almost don't even exist. To the point where it's like, "Oh, hi. Yeah, it's nice to see you. See you later." Um, Only with more attitude. I don't do attitude that well. So yeah, it's like you're being mean to me because you're hurt that I didn't put in the right amount of effort or whatever. I didn't do something right in this relationship, this budding relationship. And so you're going to be mean to me because of that? Okay, I made a mistake, all right? Get over yourself. You're not that special. It happens. It takes two. I didn't do the things that you wanted me to do to be in this relationship, and you're going to be mean to me about it? I don't know. I just met you. I mean, I went on a couple dates with a girl. I was much younger. On our first date, she's talking about marriage and kids. And then she loses interest, and I'm talking to her on the phone. And she's like, I never gave you any reason to believe that I wanted to have a long term relationship with you. Yelling at me. It's like, that is unacceptable behavior. I'm sorry, you gave me plenty of reason to believe you wanted a long term relationship with me. Obviously, huge red flags, but like I said, I was younger and stupider then. Yeah, this is not acceptable behavior on your part. This is why I wouldn't want to go out with you just based on that alone. If I knew that you would treat a man like that, if he didn't meet your standards of treatment, I wouldn't go out with you because I'm not looking for somebody to dismiss me. I don't want to be dismissed. I'm a human being. I have feelings. You can still be considerate of me. We could even be friends. We could even hang out and be like, hey, look, you know what? It didn't work out us dating, but hey, when we're out, maybe with some friends, it's fine. I'll treat you like I treat everybody else. I'm not going to treat you like less than because you didn't live up to my expectations for a long-term partner or a date, you know. It's one thing if the person is abusive. I mean, yeah, if the guy's like punching you in the face or whatever, he's using you, mistreating you, and then you dismiss him and treat him as if he doesn't exist. Okay, that's a different story. But if he just like dropped the ball, no, you don't get to dismiss him as a human being because of that.
Okay? That's why we have the ability to be somewhat what you call difficult. It's not difficult. We just have a baseline standard. And if you can't meet that standard, that's okay. A lot of men cannot. But if you are one of those men out there, and I have them all over my DMs, sometimes I check them, and you guys are like, what would it take to be with someone like you? What would it take to be with your friends? What are girls like you? What are they looking for? I laid them out for you very simply there. In order to have a shot with a girl like me or girls like my friends, girls that are worth a damn, you don't really have to be Brad Pitt. You don't have to be famous. You don't even.
My guess is they're basing that on your physical appearance only, because I think most men would find you attractive, but most men, again, when it comes to attraction, most men I've noticed act on emotion. It's really weird. I've most men I know who say, "Oh, I don't want to date that girl. She's too skinny," or those models and those men, they're too skinny. I don't want to date a skinny girl like that. They end up dating rail thin, toothpick girls, and I don't understand where that's coming from. It's like the only thing I can say is men are basing their attraction on their feelings. The initial feeling I get when I first time I saw Tomi Larhen was yeah, it was a rush. It was an emotional rush. But then upon closer inspection, it's like, oh no, she's not really as attractive as I initially thought. And she's not a bad looking woman, but she's just not anywhere near what she would need to be to entice me long term. Like initially, yeah, great, but long term, no.
really have to make a lot of money or have a really fantastic job. You just have to be determined. You have to be in some way successful in that you want to attain some certain kind of success for yourself. You're driven. You have goals. You can handle a woman with standards. That's not going to turn you off.
We see, there's another one of your problems, Tommy. Is most men are not career driven, right? Most men aren't. Once they reach a certain level in their career and where they're stable, they're happy and they want to have a family. Okay? That's what most men, in my experience, want. You don't see that though. You don't understand that. You think that you and your life partner can be career driven people and then have a family, is what it sounds like to me. You're not going to get what you want. You're not. It's not going to happen. Sorry. And you need to figure that out now, today, before it's too late, because you're still young and can attract a man. You need to lose a little weight, um, and exercise, lift some weights. You probably exercise, probably like a run or something. You need to lift weights, and you'll be fine at that point. But you'd have to step back from your career and just be like, I'm happy where I am, and stop chasing the carrot. You're never going to get that carrot. You're one of those career driven people. That carrot's always out of reach, so you can keep chasing after it if you want to. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do with your life. But you're never going to get that carrot. Okay?
And you're going to put in the effort to be with somebody like myself or my friends. We deserve that. And we will not compromise our standards. I tell you this, it will be a cold day in hell when I chase a man. And I know that's the same thing for my friends as well. And if my friends are listening and they're thinking about chasing a man, please, for the love of God, do not. Because there is not one single man on planet Earth, okay, that is worth making any woman feel like she is not good enough. I don't care how hot a girl is, how smart, how successful, how rich. We have all dealt with men who treat us like we are not good enough. No. The
But it's okay for a man to pursue a woman so he can be treated as if he's not good enough. And you know what? If you actually took the effort to go, hey, you know what? We should probably grab a cup of coffee. You would probably get what you want in life, actually. If you took a step back and said, maybe I am not the prize. Maybe I'm not that carrot. Maybe I'm a human being, and maybe men are human beings too, and I should cut them a little slack. I think this guy's cute. Why not grab a cup of coffee with him? Maybe he thinks that I'm untouchable or unapproachable. You never know. Maybe you'll get what you want in life. Imagine that. Changing your standards, changing your behavior may lead to the outcome you want. Wow.
problem is, we are two enough, and you can't handle it. So, those are my
No, no. Aside from you not being able to spend time with me because your career is more important than me, uh, and you not meeting the standards that I want in physical appearance, you're you would pass me by. You would look at me and be like, "No, I'm not interested in you." Why? Because I'm a working class schmuck. I'm nothing special in your eyes, right? Better looking than the average man, but women aren't as interested in looks as men are. You'll go with a man who's less than ideal in physical appearance if he has these things that you say that you have, which is an ambitious career life. If you see that in a man, you'll go after him. I don't present myself as a man who would meet your standards, even though I have ambitions, financial goals that I'm trying to reach. But I don't present myself as the man that you want to be with. Jeans and a t-shirt is not going to be what you want. Maybe designer jeans with a dress shirt, but jeans and a t-shirt is not what you're looking for. I walk by, haven't shaved in a week. My hair's a mess because, hey, I haven't been to the barber in a long time. I wear glasses, right? Because I'm getting older. My vision is requiring different tools to make it keep up with my age. You would look at, and I'm skinny, I'm not, I'm muscular, but I'm not probably what you would want. Maybe, you want a bodybuilder type, more of a bodybuilder type. So I'm too thin. I've been told that my whole life I'm too thin, you're too skinny, blah, blah, blah. Well, I work out, I eat right, I look pretty good without a shirt on. I'm not tall. That's the main thing. You would not give me a second glance because I'm not tall. So, you know, I'm not good enough for you, but you're sitting there telling me that I am. I don't believe you. I don't believe you for a second. I don't fit in your world. I don't fit in your world. So I'm not good enough for you. So then she just goes through the list again and gives a short closing. Yeah, but tell me you're being a bitch, and yeah, you're not. Not anybody I would want to be involved with. So good luck out there. I think you're going to be single for a long time, probably forever.